Well, now, moving on to the second round.
I have Tegan and Nicole with Tegan advancing.
I have Tegan and Nicole with Nicole advancing, actually. Next up,
I have Rhea versus Casey with Rhea advancing.
Same here. Exactly the same thing. Again, I have a feeling they're going to push her because of what she's going to be doing later.
I have Io versus
Zuvis.
With Io advancing.
See, I have Zaya versus Zuvis and Zaya advancing. And of course,
I have Deanna versus Zia with Deanna advancing.
yes, I have Deanna versus Karen and Deanna advancing. On next up,
I have Tegan versus Rhea with Tegan advancing.
Really? I got Matthews versus Rhea and Rhea Ripley advancing to the finals. The final four.
And then I have Io versus Deanna with Deanna advancing. However, I could see Io taking this one.
Interesting.
Especially because, I mean, they're giving Deanna a shot on NXT already.
True. And she is already an NXT star now. She will be a big star.
And the only reason why I have Rhea losing is because I think that I think this is going to be, and I'm going to say this in a little bit, but I think this is going to be Tony's year for the Mae Young Classic. And I think with Rhea being a huge star in UK, I think that we're going to see her do more with that to begin with.
That makes sense. Well, I got Zia versus Deanna advancing, and then Rhea versus Deanna, with Deanna being Rhea. But that can go either way, too. That can go either way.
I have Tegan versus Deanna with Deanna advancing. But like I said, I would not be surprised if Io
advanced on instead.
Yeah.
This is actually an interesting part of the bracket because there are some names in here that could do something with. I just don't expect. I expect them to do something big with the UK scene because of the show starting soon. You know what I mean?
And in that case, with them doing something big with the UK scene, and my final is Deanna versus Tony with Tony winning. I think that more people know who Tony is based on last year's Mae Young Classic, and I think having her at Evolution and in the final would be better. So I have Tony Storm taking it.
By the way, I do realize we both predicted the same final. It's Tony versus Deanna, and that is going to be one of the big matches that a women's only pay-per-view WWE is hosting. How crazy is that sentence?
Very crazy.
Like, I have Deanna winning, but that was literally flipping the coin. Like, Tony and Deanna, I'm going to lose my fucking mind if that match happens at Evolution. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be so hard for me because I love both of them. But our next show will actually be Evolution. That'll be our next show, which is a big deal. I know you're looking forward to Evolution more and more as we get closer. So tell people how much you're looking forward to this show.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it more than I can probably express right now. I wrote a blog post about it that I'm hoping will come out before the show that really explains why I'm into it. I mean, I was a little girl on my dad's lap watching wrestling and was amazed by it then, and I'm still amazed by it now. However, the road in between hasn't always been the most friendly to women, so I'm really glad that I get to see women getting a real chance, and I think more importantly that my son gets to see women getting a real chance.
He never really understands. He doesn't know the old world. He knows this world. That this is the wrestling world he's going to remember when he gets older, which I love. I love that, you know?
Yeah. And as, you know, as a little girl, I would have loved to have had role models like Becky Lynch and Bayley and Nia Jax.
Especially Nia. Especially right now.
Honestly, I feel like had I had someone like a Nia Jax, I think things would have been different for me. So it's good that young girls have those opportunities now.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day where a plus-size model is one of the biggest stars in WWE. And that's the truth. That's amazing. And I'm looking forward to Evolution as a guy because it's going to be a fun show. I think it's going to be one of the better shows we're going to see all year. Before we go, because of the fact there is not going to be Blake Southfield this week due to Sal being on the road, I will ask you, as an outsider looking in, what do you think of All In?
To be completely honest, I thought it was a really good show. I thought the women's match was amazing. I just did not understand the inflatable penises.
That was a bit much for even me. That one was a bit much for me too. And I know you're not a big fan of Kenny Omega, and that's a big controversy for our show.
Yes.
It's a big controversy in our world.
It's a huge controversy, but I do not get the hype. I've seen 2 of his matches now. But
this is a much better match than the one in Japan. In the Japan show.
I honestly don't think he's any better than an AJ Styles or a Seth Rollins, or a Finn Balor. Like, I think I would much rather watch their matches than his. And
I know you love the Young Bucks match at the end of the show.
I really,
that was and I wish they got more time. I really wish this pay-per-view wasn't going to cut off at 11.
I totally get I totally get the hype behind the Young Bucks.
Oh, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
And Cody Cody is a fantastic wrestler. I think he's made his father very proud.
NWA champion Cody Rhodes, which is crazy.
I do not get the Kenny Omega hype.
Fair enough. You're allowed. And you know what? Watching that show, he was not the number one wrestler on that show. He was not. There was no way of looking at it. He was not the top wrestler. He was not the biggest match. And well, that's that. That's our show. We'll be back. We have a special guest lined up for our Evolution show next month. And that'll be that. I already talked to her, and she's looking forward to coming on, by the way, honey. Our special guest for the Evolution show.
Oh, cool.
She's really excited to come on.
I think that will be our first time actually talking.
Yes, I think. Oh, it might be the first time or like the second time ever. Something like that. So that'd be cool. That'll be next month. Thank you all for listening to Fucking Polish. You can listen to me and Mandy talk every other Friday talking about Rent. That'll be coming back next week. That's a big deal. I'll be back on the Blake and Sal show next week as Sal is back from his weird work trip in Albany, which is where he is this week. And also Clerks Minute returns October 1st. Go to the Clerks Minute Instagram and all the social medias for the countdown to Clerks Minute Season 2. And at the end of the countdown, you'll be annoyed, but then the show will start up. So there you go. Also, if you go to my personal Instagram, you can see pictures from where I was at the Titanic Minute Rob Party, which was a lot of fun. All right. Thank you so much for reporting the Filling Away Podcast Network. You can get us everywhere you can find podcasts. Honey, thank you so much for joining me for this special show this week.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening. I'm Blake.
I'm Mandy.
And have a good day, everybody.
I'm so glad I found you. I'm not gonna lose you. Whatever it takes, I will stay here with you. Take it to the good times, see it through the bad times. Whatever